Thank you all, and thank you for everyone that joined the Zoom call. I have so many thank you to say to so many people. You always supported us. And you know what a proud, strong community I represent. It's not easy to need so much help, but at least to know that when we need so much help, we have so many friends to be there for us. It means a lot. So I want to share with you some thoughts. As you all know, nothing could prepare us to October 7th. In our worst nightmare, we didn't imagine such a situation that for hours, we are sitting in the shelters, hearing our community members being slaughtered. For hours, feeling so helpless. We cannot change October 7th. I wish we could just create a magic with the JNF and go back to October 6th, but we can't change it. We need to look after we mourn, and we are still mourning, and we need to look ahead and to see how we can grow from it. Just to understand the numbers, Eshkol Regional Council, a beautiful community of 17,000 residents. We buried 179 of our community members, including babies, mothers, fathers, children, grandparents, sometimes entire families. And yet, as I said, and you heard me before saying it, we are heartbroken, but we are strong, and we look forward. And from this darkness, there is nothing else to do but to look for the light and to move on. I want to share with you, and if you will allow me every time, I want to share with you a personal story of people that I love. One of them is Amit Gabay. This last Saturday, he was supposed to celebrate his 18th birthday. A very good friend of my daughter Shira. Amit had his own room, and while his family were in their own shelter, he was texting with them. His father is in the first response team, and he was fighting and trying to reach to Amit's room. He was texting with his mom, but around 2 p.m., communication was lost. It took us more than 24 hours to reach to his room. Eventually, we saw that he was murdered in his bed. Amit was a beautiful soul. He loved music. He was a free spirit, always walked barefoot. And we will remember him just like this. For 3 weeks, our communities, as I heard Mayor Davidi saying it about Sderot, he said, I'm a mayor with no citizens, no residents. So Eshkol today, the beautiful regional council of Eshkol, 32 communities, has almost no one in our communities, but we are still a community. In the last 3 weeks, we are refugees, mostly in Eilat, in the Dead Sea, in Eilot, in the Arava, in Ramat Negev, and in the area of Jerusalem. We visited hundreds of funerals in the last 3 weeks. Our children walk almost every day to a different funeral, hugging each other, supporting each other. And as I said before, this is our light, the next generation, to see how they support each other and being there for each other. and looking up and saying, we are going back home. Eventually, we will go back home to Eshkol to rehabilitate our communities. And in this darkness, as I said, and we are entering the darkest time of the year almost, and then Hanukkah comes with the light, because the only way to defeat darkness is with light and another light. And in these 3 weeks, as you heard before from Richard, the communities, the Arava, Ramat Negev, and Eilot hugged us immediately to see the Jewish National Fund staff being with us from the first moment, taking care of us. You know, Tali, Meirav Atias, and myself were preparing for emergency drill for JNF. We didn't imagine that we will have to operate it in such a scale, and thank goodness that we were at least aiming there. But with the wonderful spirit of all the affiliates, we are lighting another light and another light. We will go back to our home. We will do everything that we can possibly do to bring our children back from Gaza. The mothers, the fathers, the elderly people from Gaza, we will bring them back home. And we will rehabilitate our communities again. We will rebuild the buildings. We will rehabilitate the communities and we'll bring them together. We will create an exemplary educational system. We will go back to the groove tech. We will revive it again. We will hear music in the hallways of our conservatory. We will create strong economic infrastructures. And as I said before, I know that we will grow again, and you will come back to Eshkol, and you will see that we are stronger and bigger. How can I know that it will happen? I know that it will happen because I know that we are beyachad, that we are not alone, and that you are with us every step of the way. In the short term, you helped us. We spoke earlier about unfortunately, the government that is still trying to be there, but still is not up to with the pace and with the needs. Jewish National Fund, you guys gave us a supporting blanket to know, just go ahead, evacuate your people to the hotels. Doesn't matter if it's approved or not approved. Even before you raised $1, you were there with us. Why? As I always say, because you are not with us just now. You were with us the day before. And as we speak right now, you're already helping us to write our rehabilitation plans for the future, for the day after. Just to see how Green Horizons hugged us immediately. And I'm not talking only about hiking in the nature. Green Horizons were there giving us stuff, people. You know, many of my colleagues are mourning. They lost children, they lost parents. They lost them because they were murdered or because they are in Gaza right now. We needed good people. And I knew that if I will turn to Green Horizons and the other affiliates, we will have them. Richard said about the social workers and the staff of Eilot, the staff of Ramat Negev, the staff of the Arava Valley. They are part of our team today. Even the former educational head of education in the Arava today is really step-by-step walking with the head of the education system in Eshkol. Lotem immediately are helping us to create an answer for families with special needs. Noah Zer, Noah Geffen, texting us all the time. Alon Wald immediately invited us to the Ammunition Hill, you know, to see how Jewish National Fund, the entire family, was there for us from the first moment. Some of them said, we know that you don't need us right now, but we are there for you. exactly what we needed. And unfortunately, we need a lot. Right now, we are working on bringing and building resilient centers in 3 major locations in Eilat, in the Dead Sea, and in Jerusalem area, with 2 small locations in the Arava and in Ramat Negev. We're trying to start again the school system, and as Richard said, the efforts that they are making in the Eilot area, how to help us to create schools. But if we want to operate the entire system, we need an answer first for the children, so the parents can have time also to get emotional support, but also to start creating a routine in this madness. If we want our area to go back to the way it was before, we should not become a welfare communities. Right now in the hotels, getting breakfast, lunch, and dinner, getting a huge hug and support, it's a wonderful thing. It's important. But we have to remind ourselves that we are capable people. It's very easy to lose the sense of capability. And we have to ensure that people go back to work, even if it's for a few hours a day. We should not lose our capability. We should continue to strengthen the local leaderships, even if we are not in our own communities. We have to continue to create communities wherever we are. We need to help small businesses and the farmers. We mentioned the farmers earlier. You were talking about the Shomer HaChadash and their support to the farmers. And you are helping us to think, how can we do it now? And how can we do it for the midterm and for the long run? It will take us time. We don't understand all the meaning of the rehabilitation. But as I said before, we know that we will make it happen. I want to end my comments with thanking each and every one of you for caring, for supporting, for all the text messages. And I want to ask for your forgiveness if I didn't manage to answer everyone. We are in the toughest time that we ever experienced in our life. This is the toughest time since the creation of the nation of Israel. But it is what it is. We cannot go back. We cannot change October 7. And we need to remind ourselves that we build an amazing nation together, biyachad, after the Holocaust. And we will overcome this darkest time. Biyachad, we will light a candle and another candle, and we will make it into a torch, and we will create a huge light. Thank you. Toda rabba.